Let's go with Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA and his plan to restore African greatness. Africa has people who deeply care about their continent. They are many. Surely you have heard of Prince Katega II and his campaign, Wake Up Daughter and Son of Africa. You have heard of Praxeda Makanshu and her campaign, Eat Food as Medicine, Avoid Eating Medicine as Food. But I also believe you have heard of Kasendi Nyanda and his campaign, African, Know Yourself, although he has departed from this world without finishing the work he started. Now we have Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA, a traditional medicine practitioner and herbal researcher, the chief advisor of the Kenya Traditional Healers Association, and the chairman of the Union of Traditional Medicine Researchers for Chronic Diseases in East Africa, UMAWATI. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA has come with the campaign Making Africa Great Again, which means making Africa great once more. Before the invasion by Europeans, Africa was the threat to the world in all aspects, ranging from medicine, science, faith, and witchcraft. Africa had people who, with a mere wink, could turn you into a beetle and make you fly high, only to be eaten by birds. They were called magicians. There were giants who walked on foot from Songea to Zanzibar, my friend. Africa was very hot. The African discovered palmistry for the purpose of examining our health. The European improved it into a microscope and told us that palmistry was witchcraft. God didn't like it. Men, we fell for it. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says, the African discovered the power of herbs to increase labor force in production. The European improved it into robots and told us that using herbs was a sin. God didn't like it, so we widened our ears, believed, and abandoned that technology. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says the African discovered the xylophone. The European improved it into a piano, and now they are selling it to us at a high price. Go to churches and see how believers raise money to have the European bring them a piano, while we could give it to them at a lower price. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says the African discovered how to make gongo for entertainment after work. The European improved it into whiskey and vodka, then told us gongo was illegal. If caught, it's jail. We chickened out, while our counterparts are making money. Can you see how we were deceived? RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says, the African discovered the power of communicating with God through ancestors. The European improved it into saints and deceived us that communicating with ancestors was a sin. God didn't like it and brought us their saints, and now we are using them without success. Ancestors and saints are the same thing. In English, they are called Holy Ghosts. These are people who have left their bodies, or shall we say, the deceased. You cannot pray to God through other people's ancestors and expect Him to hear you. Pray through your ancestors. If you pray in the name of your ancestor Manjimali, you will get a quick response. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA continues to say the African discovered the barter trade. The European improved it by introducing money, and our properties are being taken and we are given pieces of paper. Europeans raise us on papers called dollars, and they leave with gold. Surprisingly, the African's currency doesn't buy anything in America, but the American dollar buys everything in Africa and is highly valued. We were hoodwinked here too. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says the African discovered the spear and arrow for hunting in the wilderness. The European improved it into a gun and brought it to Africa for us to kill each other. The gun market in Africa is very good. They bring us guns and we kill each other while they take minerals. Africa, we are asleep, homeboy. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says the African discovered the technology of using bees to fight our enemies. The European improved it, making nuclear bombs to disrupt world peace. Today, every nation threatens to detonate nuclear bombs if asked to stop being rogue. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says the African discovered the ungo for traveling to distant skies for a short time. The European improved it into an airplane and convinced us that flying with ungo was witchcraft, so we stopped. To make the ungo fly, you must use human limbs. What did they use to make the plane fly? Why don't they tell us? They surpassed us in intelligence and outwitted us. Today, airplane travel is making them money while we, the inventors, are left bewildered. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI MALELA says the African was the first to know and worship God by offering sacrifices. The Europeans improved it and brought us the religions we see today, convincing us that our religions are witchcraft. As a result, we have drifted away from God. We pray, but our prayers are not answered. Everything in Africa is a disaster despite the wealth we have. Food is scarce, healthcare is scarce, education is scarce, transportation is scarce, diseases are ours, hunger is ours, wars are ours. Do you know why? We have lost our connection with God. In the past, we prayed to God and He answered. Today we pray and He ignores us. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says the African was the first to know about Kamali. The European improved it and called it betting, and we were told Kamali was theft. Betting was a game. People are openly betting today. Kamali is done in secret. If caught, you're done. These guys straightened us out. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says the African was the first to discover the technology of seeing distant objects using a bowl of water. The Europeans improved it into a TV. Our technology was called magical TVs. Theirs were called news TVs. The African discovered dugout canoes, the European improved them into boats, and today they sell them to us. Our skills, their money. What a loss. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says the African was the first to discover all the medicines you know. The Europeans improved them and called them medicines. Ours were called traditional medicines, and our experts were called traditional healers, while theirs are called doctors. We were told traditional medicine was a sin. These guys did us wrong. We abandoned free medicine and ventured into commercial medicine. In Africa, medicines were given free and the healer was rewarded after the patient recovered. They banned our medicines. We ventured into commercial medicine. Whether you recover or not, you must pay. Even the dead pay. If you die in the hospital without paying, you don't leave. It's time to restore African greatness, says Dr. RIZIKI MKALI. He has already started with African medicine, not Western. He treats many diseases. He says he came to this world to bring back the taste of Africa. He has come to bring back the taste of people drinking herbal remedies to treat stomach disorders, cholera, and diarrhea within a short time. Moreover, without side effects. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says it's foolish to suffer from non-healing diseases when we are surrounded by herbs everywhere. We see the trend of gulping Western medicines instead of sipping moringa. These are businesses for people. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says he has come to bring back the taste of people drinking water from springs and bathing in rivers during moonlit nights instead of rushing for bottled water. In the river, there is the power of God. During the moonlit night, there is the power of God. This is a lesson for another day. You will understand why there is something called new moon. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says he has come to bring back the taste of people kneeling at the graves of our ancestors to pray for rain, peace, and good harvests. We had these customs. Are you from the Mwana Malundi lineage? Pray in the name of Mwana Malundi and you will be surprised. Are you from the Mbavu Moya lineage, Manjameli, Mwami Ruhinda, Mwami Ntare, Shaka Zulu, Mansa Musa? Pray in his name and you will be answered, says Dr. RIZIKI MKALI, son of Africa. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says he has come to bring back the taste of exchanging salt, fire, and cooking oil when you run out. There's no starving or darkness. All of Africa is family. Let's restore our brotherhood. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says he has come to bring back the taste of a child being raised by the entire village. Let's go back to the belief that the neighbor's child is yours, and their mother was your sister-in-law. If the neighbor's child errs, they are disciplined because they are yours. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says he has come to bring back the taste of Mdundiko dances until a wife leaves her husband. These are bitter dances, but their taste is sweeter than the street wedding rice. It's not about weddings by invitation after security checks. You are counted to attend. This is not African culture. In Africa, weddings belong to the community and the neighborhood. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says he has come to bring back the taste of visiting each other and checking on one another as in the past. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says he has come to bring back the taste of a girl being courted for a long time before marriage. Let's move away from fast engagements like Mbeya beans, courted in the morning, in the evening she's indoors, tomorrow she's gone. This is not it, Africa. We were once high up. Let's go back home. Let's wake up. The power of nature is still there. We have the ability to rise again. Today, China is the world's superpower because they didn't allow manipulation. Japan is up there because they didn't allow their religion to be tampered with. Dr. RIZIKI MKALI says nothing has been lost in Africa. It's just for us to wake up. If it's about trees, it's the same ones. Our ancestors are still here. All the resources are ours. Everything is the same. You've seen them. It's the same people. Let's use them to restore our greatness. He has already started, and he's ready to teach us. Call him at +255 766 040056. The Europeans came, learned from us, discovered our secrets, and made sure we never returned to our knowledge. The knowledge that enabled us to live long and blessed lives on Earth. The knowledge of a man aging with his virility. Today, a 20-year-old without Viagra is impotent. Even young women no longer have female vigor. They lack desire. Let's meet again sometime.